Alright, well, welcome back everyone to Final Fantasy XIV Reborn. Last we left off, I forgot to unmute the game, there we go. Welcome back. Last we left off, we played the last cutscene from the main, the main story for Reborn. Now we're in the post-game. We did all the shit, regarding leaving the Rising Stones. Not the Rising Stones. Leaving the Waking Sands. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn have set up shop in a new area that is the Rising Stones in Mordona. More neutral ground. And all that fun jazz. But we're not going to jump into patch 2.2 just yet, because I want to do Binding Coils. We're going to do Binding Coils today. And the reason why I am here in the inn room is because some cutscenes just flat out do not play for Binding Coils. A majority of them do, but not all of them do. So I got a little guide here pulled up showing me what cutscenes I need to play after each turn, because Binding Coils is like its own how do I describe it? It's a very long raid series. It's the normal raid series for Realm Reborn. And that's basically it. So yeah. So we're gonna go into New Game Plus. I believe he's here. Yep, Binding Coils. Ripped from the heavens by the nefarious designs of Nail Van Darnus, the false moon Dalamud hurtled into Vilbrand, its shattering impact forming a network of labyrinthine caverns beneath the surface. Braving dangers untold, the Warrior of Light plumbs the subterranean depths, that the truth behind the seventh umbral calamity may be unearthed. Oh boy. So we're going to Primal Awakening. Hey, what's this? We haven't exactly left the Waking Sands yet. That's crazy. Granted, I do believe Minfilia mentioned something about having Urianger and, like, was it Urianger and Alize stay behind to keep an eye on things for at least a little bit. So that's technically out of order. When the centenary moon did wane, there sounded a blood-curdling roar. A new primal had roused, the portents gave us to believe, one whose identity yet lieth beyond our ken. By thy hand, 3 primals have since been vanquished. As each returned to the ether, 'twas observed that tremors foreshadowing this fourth grew in strength and frequency both. The being doth quicken, and in time it shall become a scourge upon the land. Yet even as we pondered a course of action, a benevolent soul did arise, one who would forestall this threat. Though she be tender in years, she is true of heart and steadfast of resolve. She would solicit thine aid if thou art willing to proffer it. Lest thou wonder, this maiden is of our order. Thus did the antecedent straightways consent that thou shouldst assist her howsoever thou mayest. As soon as thou art able, be thee to Wineport, where thy petitioner doth await thee even now. Thou shalt for a certainty find her visage strikingly familiar. Ariandre, why do you gotta fucking talk so weirdly? I hate it. Ah, hello there, Alize. Yeah, this is the first time, technically, that we are formally introduced. It has been a while, adventurer. As I recall, my brother Alphino took the liberty of introducing us when first and last we met. But for the sake of propriety, Alize Leveilleux, I thank you for coming. I've heard much and more of your exploits. By your hand, the Black Wolf is slain and his ultima weapon destroyed. You are possessed of great strength and courage, that much is plain. I shall have need of one such as you if I am to see my mission through to its conclusion. As you may be aware, the violence of Dalamud's fall changed not only the face of the realm, but also the base of the realm. Specifically, it played havoc with the etheric currents, creating vast confluences of ether below the surface. Among other phenomena, this led to the formation of subterranean caverns at key points of stress. One such cavern lies beneath Castrum Occidens, and extends to only the gods know where. Despite appearances, Castrum Occidens is as much a research facility as it is a fortress. Gaius van Baelsar chose the site for no other reason than to probe the caverns without interference. As you went about vanquishing the returned primals, I observed a repeating wave pattern in the ether, corresponding exactly to the dates on which you were reported to have felled Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda. Upon closer examination, it became clear that these unique waveforms emanated from deep beneath the aforementioned stronghold. Crucially, I recorded the same pattern during the recent celebrations and have since been given to understand that this phenomenon bears a disquieting similarity to one observed shortly prior to the calamity. 5 years ago, my grandfather invoked the power of the 12 that he might contain Bahamut. Alas, his efforts failed and he vanished, together with his foe. I would know the truth of what transpired that day, of grandfather's fate, and of the metamorphosis that swept across the land. In casting light upon these mysteries, we will find a way to cure what ails this world. It is my belief that the answers I seek lie hid within the depths of the cavern. I would have you accompany me on an expedition to find them, Sotark. If truth be told, I am not want to rely upon others and have thus far handled matters alone. Yet I am not blind to my limitations. Unescorted, I cannot hope to succeed in this endeavor. I swore that I would find a way to restore peace to Eorzea. If you desire the self-same, then aid me, as you aided my brother and the Scions. I am in your debt. You are a man of action, and I sense that we will accomplish much together. Well, let's not waste any more time. As I mentioned, Castrum Occidens straddles the cavern I wish to explore. If I am to have a hope of reaching it alive, I will need you to infiltrate the stronghold first and locate a path into the depths. Once you have done so, pre-report your success to Storm Private Jabroka. You may consider her my assistant here in Wineport. I have every faith that you will not fail me. 12 speed your way, Sotark. Hey, we got to deal with a couple of Imperials to get on our way there. I'm certainly not opposed. Oh, they are more afraid of me than I am of them. Ah, yes, fight my way? Nah, I mean, you know, gotta make it look believable. There you go. I've been expecting you, Sotark. By your coming, I take it you have successfully located the cavern entrance inside Castrum Occidens. So that's where it's to be found. Marvelous! Oh, but allow me to properly introduce myself. Jabrolka is my name, and it is my honor to serve Lady Alize. Though for reasons of convenience, at present, I also serve the Maelstrom. This uniform records me certain privileges, you see. In particular, ready access to the Maelstrom's regional scouting reports. They provide a wealth of local knowledge, including information on secret passages. But enough about me. I shall notify Lady Alize of your discovery, that she may prepare for the expedition. Though I don't doubt your abilities, none can say what dangers lurk beneath Castrum Occidens. For my lady's sake as well as your own, please spare neither preparation nor caution. Pray choose your companions as well. View the opening cutscene? Yeah, let's do it. The scars left by the calamity. I could scarce breathe for the surfeit of ether. Tell me, have you ever seen corrupted crystals such as these? Such crystals manifested across the realm when the course of the great river of ether was irrevocably altered 5 years ago. Behold, one of the objects that caused the alteration, a fragment of the lesser moon, Dalamud. Ancient Allied created Dalamud, or Meteor to use the Garlean name, to serve as a celestial prison for Bahamut. Its fall inflicted grievous wounds upon the land, wounds that have yet to heal, as is evident from the corrupted crystals. Oh. Amazing. Dalamud's internal defenses still function in spite of everything, a testament to the ingenuity of the Alligans. The Garleans seek to appropriate their advanced technology, I am certain of it. We're about to come face to face with secrets that have long lain buried within the sands of time. Great dangers may lie beyond, but we have come too far to turn back. The truth of the calamity is within reach. Oh. gods preserve. Dark wings that would engulf the very heavens. These could only belong to Bahamut, the primal who laid Eorzea to waste 5 years ago. At Carteneau, my grandfather sought to imprison Bahamut anew by invoking the power of the 12. Alas, the Dreadworm proved too powerful, and he soon broke free of his confines. Yet instead of resuming the destruction he had begun, Bahamut vanished whither to no one knew, until this day. But I do not understand. If Bahamut is truly a primal, how is that he retains his physical form? Did Grandfather defeat him? Or is there some other explanation? We must press on if we are to learn the truth. Yeah, shit looks a little weird. Oh. This is going rather more smoothly than I expected. It is indeed convenient to have a hero on hand. Gods, that the cavern should open up again, even at this depth. Huh! This resembles a finger. And so it should. This is Bahamut's hand. And just showing just how fucking gargantuan this dude was. As with the wings, it seems to be frozen. And for that I count my blessings. But again I find myself wondering, how is it able to retain physical form? I had assumed that Bahamut's reversion to ether was the cause of the widespread changes to the realm. But if he is still here, then that theory no longer holds. What was it, then, that brought about the realm's sudden regeneration? There's still so much we do not know about Carteneau. I have the slightest inkling how deep these caverns run, but we must continue. Okay, well, it said view the opening cutscene. I don't think this is, I don't know if this was the right call. This contraption, is it used to control the saturation of ether? I suppose there is only one way to find out. The dragon you vanquished earlier. Doubtless you noticed the peculiar contraption about its... Yeah, so this is... I think this was a mistake. I'm not... I don't know, just closing out of this, does it... Hold on. If I click no? God damn it, I don't... Because I want to do, like, the turns. Obviously, I want to do the turns unsynced. But I want to do them along with the cutscenes. Hold on. Wait. Cool. All right, hold on. I need to look at this. I need to look at, because I was looking at the cutscene placement, not the. Hold on. And this is what happens when you don't test this shit out beforehand. Hold on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to do this. I'm just Should I have watched the cutscene or no? Dude, I fucking hate this. Hold on, we gotta check something right quick. I know I keep doing that, but okay. Okay, I'm thinking. I think I see now. All right. So we're gonna abandon this. Or wait, does it? Oh, okay, so I can't be in the... Suspend that. Abandon. So, the moment we get Primal Awakening... Okay, I probably could have just done all the cutscenes for... Because it looks like we get into another set of cutscenes after that, so... Probably could have just done that and saved myself the trouble, but I don't know. I'm not really... Because I did Binding Coils, but I never... Like, obviously I did them unsynced the first time, but I never really, like, paid attention. All right, cool. Now that we have that done, we're gonna head to Waking Sands, but then we're gonna do the first set of turns that we have, which is Binding Coil all the way up to turn 5. All right, before we start this, unrestricted. So we can't do turn 4, which is interesting. Huh, I wonder why that is. Huh. Interesting. By the way, we're gonna go up to at least turn 3, do, you know, turn off New Game Plus, do that, and then do turn 5. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so it does play some of the cutscenes then. All right. Well, that makes me a little bit happier. I guess, okay, so I guess the reason why they have it set up in the way they do currently is because from everything I've read, if you were to do these raids like as intended, it is basically they're really fucking difficult raids to do, is what I have read. And so the other thing is too is that no one queues for these raids anymore, and because of that, they have to find like some workaround to have people at least experience the story. We already saw this one. gets to listen to the really dope music. It's a snake. It's a big old snake. Ah, damn it, the Pokemon shut down. Pokeball, not the Pokemon. I think turn 3 is literally just a platforming challenge. I don't think there's like barely any ads. In fact, I don't even think there are any ads in this one. I could be wrong though. It's been a few years. Yeah, we just keep getting deeper and deeper. The Ragnarok. Ah, fuck. Wait a minute, how does this work? There we go. Okay, no, there are ads. I was wrong. I lied. All right. So Tark, go down the hole. All right, I missed. That was turn 3, and now... Got turn off New Game Plus. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything, did I? Okay. Still good. Slay all the enemies. Oh boy. Bombs. Hello there, Tonberry Queen. First time chatter. Hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, I'm doing the sun synced. I'm just doing this for the story. So I guess it would be normal then. Yeah, the plan today is to go through Coils, and if not all of patch 2.2, then at the very least a majority of patch 2.2. I'm running this on New Game Plus. I'm all caught up with like the MSQ and everything. I've gotten through all the Dawn Trail stuff. So I'm all caught up with the story. We're just doing a fun thing. Doing a very fun thing. Right, back in here. Resume. Then into turn 5. I believe this will show us that one cutscene that we were at when we did the compilation. These just keep getting deeper and deeper. Some of my FC mates and I occasionally start returning through New Game Plus. Hell yeah. Yep, we already saw this cutscene. I play on Diabolos. It's a Jurgen. Two Jurgens. I think I may have seen 3. That's a 4th. Really cool looking dragon. hit the auto mod. I didn't see anything from auto mod on my end. Come on, Dragon, where you at? Oh, shit. I didn't realize that was instant death. Ah, fuck. Well done. That's embarrassing. That's weird, though. I wonder why it wasn't, I wonder why the dragon was taking so long to come back. You called Twintania a bitch? Ah. And they got afraid. They didn't want to come back to the arena. Yeah, what if I don't kill it outright? Oh, shit. Okay, so I have to actually... Okay. Wow. Is it completely random where she comes from, or does it... Does the little countdown say it? Okay, just gotta say dead center. I figured that's what it was. I was wondering what the Neuralink debuff was about. I figured it was that, but I don't know. For some reason, part of me felt like it wasn't working. Either way. Alright. A little bit of slow damage on HP recovery actions reduced. Doesn't feel dead center. That's the weird part. Whoa. Anti-knockback? Okay. We can test it out. Where you at? I think she just flat out missed it that time. Hello, it's Montania. What are you? Ah, there you are. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. And we're gonna skip it until we get to that. The one cutscene that's supposed to play after 5. Or, you know, I could just go fuck myself. You know what? I did read. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna head back to Limsa. Because we gotta hit up the unending journey. And play cutscenes 5 and 6. We were talking with my FC the other day about how coils really should be mandatory LA's agencies. Yeah, no, literally. I've said this. I've been saying, like, since the first time I played coils, I have wondered why exactly Square Enix hasn't, like, reworked it to, like, have it be on par with, like, the normal difficulty of the normal raids that we have now. I don't see how exactly that would be difficult for them to do. And yeah, no, I think it should. I think coils should be mandatory in the story. Yeah, turn off New Game Plus. God damn it. This is why I was a little bit late, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to figure out where the cutscenes were for Binding Coils, because I kept reading that I had to go to Chronicles of a New Era, but no, it's just in duty cutscenes. So we're going to turn 5. We want to go to cutscene 5 and 6. This contraption, is it used to control the saturation of ether? I suppose there was only one way to find out. The dragon you vanquished earlier, doubtless you noticed the peculiar contraption about its neck. It was likely a receptor of some description used to enslave the creature. Ancient Alag possessed the means to control dragons, it would seem. The Ishgardians would kill for this knowledge, though to be sure, it could as easily be brought to bear against them. An army of dragons could turn the tide of any battle, as the Garleans once learned to their sorrow. I would not be the least bit surprised if they now sought to exploit this power. Whatever their plans, this serves as another reminder of the might of the Alagans. One cannot help but wonder how so advanced a civilization came to fall. Oh. Elise, what did you do? Twintanium out is one of the recruiter friend rewards, funny enough. Oh, cool. Gods be good. Oh. Hey. This is Bahamut's head. And that enormous crystal, it pulsates as if it were a heart. And the primal that had awakened was Bahamut all this time? No, 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 no! This cannot be true! This would mean that grandfather died for naught! Confound it! We do not know enough to strike at it now! We must withdraw! Who is that? No, it can't be. Grandfather, is that you? Piss off. No, don't leave me again, please. Grandfather! I know. We could do no more for now. Also, I forgot to say, Tom Bear Queen, thank you for the follow. Thank you for entering the bunker. There was no escape. I hope you realize the choice you just made. We have pizza. Alright, now cutscene 6. Yeah, you know, this giant dragon primal that destroyed nearly half the land and nearly actually destroyed the world even. Meanwhile, summoners are just like, you know what? Add that shit to my catalog, baby. But this looks like... How did we come to be in northern Thanalan of all places? Oh, but such details matter little. Grandfather's alive, Sotark. Bahamut did not defeat him. But why won't he return to us? I don't understand. This expedition has yielded more questions than it did answers. At any rate, we would both be better for a rest. Let us return to the Waking Sands and reflect upon what we have seen. Thank you, Sotark. Without you, none of this would have been possible. Aw. It's my pleasure. Alright. Resume. Do. Alice is one of my favorite science. She seems to be like one of the top fan favorites when it comes to the Scions. I myself am included. Like I struggle to think of like what some of my favorite Scions are. But I can definitely say that Alice is one of them. Full glad I am for thy safe return. Lady Alisaie hath apprised me of many thy experiences. As thou wilt doubtless be aware, Master Louisoix was my lady's grandsire. Bravely concerned was I for her safety, which would seem I need not have been so. With all my heart I do thank thee for watching over her. But come, thou must speak with Mistress Alisaie upon that which transpired within the binding coil. May it serve to bring us closer to the truth of the calamity. Shall we begin then? God damn it! My cat hit the skip button on the keyboard. God damn it! Ah, fuck! Hold on, if I skip this, decline. There we go. God dang it, Mary. You messed up my groove. Here. Boop. Shall we begin then? Ariane, I understand you have a report of your own to share with us. Aye, my lady. Even as thou didst emerge from the depths, an etheric disturbance betokening primal activity was observed. In Mordona was it marked first. By comparison of time and magnitude, we have since deduced its origin, the Cartoneau Flats. Strange. There have been no reports of primal activity in that region. It can only have been Bahamut. That would certainly explain how we came to be in northern Thanalan. Somehow, the cavern took us all the way from Villebrand to the heart of Aldenard. It would seem so, my lady. It is all but certain, then. After Bahamut disappeared 5 years ago, he hid himself deep beneath Cartoneau, and has since lain dormant, regenerating. Aye, my lady. Taken together with thine own account of Bahamut's continued presence, the land's slowness to heal and the disorder of the etheric currents do point to one conclusion. Bahamut stirreth. If left unchecked, the primal shall drink of Eorzea's life force till he doth awaken to rain ruin upon the land. Rest assured, I do not mean to give up, Sotark. Bahamut may still live, but so too does grandfather. For the past 5 years, he has been keeping vigil over his nemesis, making certain that the primal does not escape. Master Louisoix doth yet live? I durst not hope. Thou art certain 'twas no mere manifestation of thine all too sorely felt grief. I know how desperate this may sound, Ariane, but I saw him with my own 2 eyes, as did Sotark. But he vanished deeper into the labyrinth before we had a chance to speak. 2 more like fragments of Dalamud pierced the earth when the lesser moon fell. One we have seen. If we can but find the other 2, I'm certain that we will find grandfather as well. If thou so believest, my lady, then I too shall have faith. If it pleases you, I shall notify the grand companies of this development. All Eorzea must stand united if we are to avert a repeat of the calamity. That will not be necessary, Ariane. Being the great conciliator that he is, Alphinaud will seek to unite Eorzea of his own accord. If rumors are true, that endeavor is already well underway. So let us leave the diplomacy to the diplomat while we continue our investigation of Bahamut. I swear to you, no matter what it takes, we will find my grandfather and uncover the truth of the calamity. Sotark, you have heard me swear to do these things, but without your strength I cannot hope to make good on my word. The danger of Eorzea has not passed. For the sake of all who abide here, I pray that you will ever be our sword in the darkness. Yeah, sure. You will drink of Eorzea's life force like I drink of an ice-cold refreshing Mountain Dew. And just like how I drink an ice-cold refreshing bottle of Pepsi. Okay, so let me look at the Bahamut quests again. Is this gonna ask me to do cutscenes again, or no? A crystal... Oh, wait, yeah, we do this to then unlock... Okay. A crystal-choked abyss lieth beneath the Cartano Flats, the unholy cradle of an elder primal. And by thy hand were truths great and terrible wrested from those once celestial depths. Yet, as is oft the case, an answer doth breed a profusion of questions, and the unknown doth beckon with irresistible allure. Ne'er have the mysteries of the Red Moon lain so neatly within our grasp. Lady Alize hath sent word of her coming. 'Tis time once more to brave the precipice, and leap, unflinching, into the jagged wound that doth gape beneath the land. Mine apologies. Oh, mine apologies. I trust I have not kept you waiting over long. So, Tark, I am both delighted and reassured to have you at my side once more. I will not waste your time with trivialities. Let us proceed directly to the discussion of that which we have learned, and that which we hope to learn anon. Initially, it was evidence of a new primal that led us to delve into the cavern beneath Castromossidens, and to explore the subterranean scars left after the fall of Dalamud. As you will well recall, what we found was a vast, largely intact fragment of the fallen satellite, and within the depths of that structure we discovered not the new primal we had expected, but the broken form of Bahamut himself. Yet even this great revelation would soon be overshadowed by the appearance of my own dear grandfather. I have since shared our sundry findings with Rambaros, preeminent scholar of the Sons of Saint Koinok, and he, in turn, did kindly furnish me with his theory concerning the Elder Primal's Allegan prison. It would seem that Dalamud was constructed to gather onto itself the rays of the sun, and thence channel this radiant bounty into the Crystal Tower. The ancients saw great potential in Bahamut's capacity to manipulate energies of otherwise unmanageable magnitude. It was for this reason that they did bind him within the Red Moon to serve as its living core. Do you remember the sight that greeted us at the culmination of our journey? The colossal devices that surrounded and deemed to cradle the incomplete form of the Elder Primal? From the information provided to us by the Sons of Saint Koinok, we have learned that these contraptions were termed internment hulks, and that each bore the designation Ragnarok class. The purpose of these hulks is believed to be twofold. First, they are meant to act as binding coils, rendering Bahamut incapable of escape. And second, they are meant to feed him. Perversely, the selfsame energy which prevents him from moving also serves to sustain his corporeal manifestation. Bahamut is permitted neither to die, nor to truly live. He merely is allowed to be. For century upon century was the Elder Primal thus imprisoned, bound about in fetters so subtle in their working and yet so adamant, that though his cell be destroyed, Bahamut lieth yet at the mercy of his long-departed captors. It has long been held that the Primals require the prayers of their faithful followers to exist, yet none alive worship Bahamut. Could it be, then, that the Allegans found a way to simulate prayer itself? It seems the only logical explanation I would postulate, therefore, that the regenerative mechanisms in question also supply something akin to the power of prayer. Consequently, if all of the internment hulks were to be rendered inactive, Bahamut should dissolve into the ether. Upon the evidence of thy previous foray, we determined that the Elder Primal is sustained by these such binding coils. Thus did we commence to scour the realm, and found in the Twelves Wood an as yet unexplored fragment of the Lesser Moon bearing a most familiar etheric signature. And after conducting a preliminary investigation, we believe we have discovered a point from which this North Shroud fragment and the second of the internment hulks can be entered. As Eorzea's sword in the darkness, I would have you once more lead the charge. I will, of course, be there at your side. Once you have made your preparations, head to Fallgord Flow and make yourself known to my assistant, Lieutenant Nil. The fallen fragment is not far from the settlement, and her position provides a convenient rendezvous point. I will break these elegant fetters, for they bind my grandfather as surely as they bind Bahamut. Hold on. Quick pause. Did someone say Mountain Zoo? Where the fuck is it? Yeah, there it is. I have the one true and one only mount. I do wonder, because I have mount themes turned off. Does the Mountain Zoo mount have the same mount theme as the Bennu mount? I wonder. Hold on. Hold on. We're getting sidetracked a little bit, but I need to know this. Is it here? Is it in general, or is it in... Is it in the system? Play music when mounted. When mounted, okay. So... I will say I do like the Bennu mount theme. Okay, it actually doesn't start going off until I start moving. Nope, I didn't mean to summon you again. Get out of here. Nope, that's minions. Oh, no, okay. It has a different mountain theme. Cool. Such a fun theme for something so terrifying. Oh, is it the generic mount music? Okay. So, Rulgar, I've been expecting you. My name is Nil. I have been accorded to... Hold on, let me start that. I have been accorded the rank of lieutenant within the Order of the Twin Adder, that I may better assist Lady Alize with her endeavors here in the Twelveswood. Such authority has allowed me to act without interference from the local soldiery, and to conduct a preliminary investigation of the Alder Springs fragment. From what we have seen of the exterior, the structure shares many common features with the one you explored in Lenosha, and likely plays host to a similar complement of guardians. But I fear words alone will do little to prepare you for what lies ahead. Pray seek out my comrade to the south and west. He is charged with observing all that occurs in the vicinity of the fragment, and will be well placed to show you the thing, if nothing less. promise I know where I'm going. What business brings you to this broken land? Unless you fancy being ground to a bloody pulp under the granite fists of the wandering golem, I suggest you bugger. Oh, my apologies, sir. Lady Alisaie did send word of your impending arrival, but it would seem I've grown rather too accustomed to shooing away curious sellswords and reckless explorers. Behold, if you will, one of the fallen shards of the Red Moon Dalamud. Our initial survey uncovered no evidence of the Empire's presence, which, while fortunate in itself, meant that the approach to the fragment had yet to be cleared. After much effort, however, we succeeded in carving out a semblance of a path which would grant you access to the entrance. And that, I'm afraid, is where our progress ended. The interior? Well, assuming that the architecture of this hulk resembles the first, the master controls you seek will be located on the bottommost layer, past all the ingenious and deadly defenses of which the ancient Alligans seemed so indecently fond. If you would know more, I'm afraid there is nothing for it but to brave the depths of the fragment yourself. Lady Alisaie will soon be arriving at Fallgourd. Pray do not tarry on your way back to the lieutenant's post. I imagine our young mistress will be most eager to commence the expedition. The road ahead promises peril aplenty, and I would humbly suggest that this is not the occasion to stint on preparation or provisions. May the 12 watch over you. Master Rulgar, I trust the private explanation was worth the journey. Yeah, it was. Simply securing an approach to the fragment's entrance proved a monumental task. I dare not think what defeating its inner defenses will entail. If there is aught I might do to aid you... Ah, Lady Alice... Oh, my apologies. Master Alphino, has there been a change of plan? Orionje informed me of the impending expedition. I merely came to exchange a few words with my fellow scion before he disappeared into the depths of the second coil. Sotark, though I would strenuously deny if she were present, my sister's admiration and affection for our grandsire exceeds even my own. Upon the matter of his legacy, therefore, Alisaie is wont to go above and beyond the call of duty. In our grandfather's absence, she has made the salvation of Eorzea her personal crusade. It was that which prompted her to brave the perils of the first coil. Yet the fact that she risks her life in this manner is not the greatest of my concerns. No, it is her subsequent fixation upon my grandfather's shade that worries me most. This quest to rid the world of Bahamut must not become a quest to save a man long dead. My sister must needs have a better reason to fight. A time will come when the fate of the realm rests upon our shoulders, and when it does, we must be strong in our resolve, and certain of the stakes for which we risk it all. There is a wide difference between fighting for the good of Eorzea and fighting for the love of a man who died for the good of Eorzea. Alisaie must choose her own path. She cannot rely on grandfather to choose it for her, for he is gone. I am glad that it is you with whom she makes this journey. If Alisaie is to discover a deeper purpose, then where better to find one than at the side of Eorzea's greatest champion? It was there that I found mine, after all. Oh, well, no, you're making me blush. But 'tis past time I was gone. Fair fortune in your endeavors, Sotark. Ah, Lieutenant Anael, was it? I would appreciate you making no mention of my presence here to my sister. Lady Alizé is due to arrive at any moment. I shall abide any confident expectation of your triumphant return. I am super. I'm seeing some conversation about like music and all that. I cannot wait to hear what they cook up for Evercold. Given that it's like we're kind of getting like a Norse style theme going on with Evercold, and I'm kind of hoping that the music reflects that. And I'm super excited to hear what they might make for that. All right, so we're gonna head to the okay, hold on. Actually, let's, because I would assume it's gonna ask me the same thing about the cutscenes. I just want to make sure. Or well, if I decline, then that's the point of testing shit out, I guess. Even while it's live. Yeah, so we're not doing that just yet. So guide here, so we're gonna be heading into the second coil. And that's at turn 4 where I need to get the cutscenes ready. So we're gonna head over to Limsa. Damn, we're already at 2 hours? Jesus. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. We might not actually even get to patch 2.2 tonight, if I'm being completely honest. That may not even be possible. The Final Fantasy XI music is all so nostalgic to me. That's a game I need to play. I've heard really good things about Final Fantasy XI, especially for it being the first Final Fantasy MMO. And actually, speaking of MMOs, you guys want to know an MMO I recently reinstalled because I've been on like a huge like kick of this IP as of late. I reinstalled Lord of the Rings Online because I've been on a Lord of the Rings kick. I've just finished listening to the audiobook of Fellowship of the Ring, which was my first time experiencing the book. I'm going through all the books. I'm gonna do the trilogy, then I'm gonna do the Hobbit, then I'm gonna do the Silmarillion. And the cool thing about it is that these audiobooks I'm listening to are all narrated by Andy Serkis. And it's been a fun ride. And I had the knack of reinstalling because I haven't played Lotro since 2024 when I went and saw the extended editions of the trilogy in theaters because they were showing them in theaters again. So yeah. It also just got a new expansion that came out like back in December called The Kingdoms of Harad. Oh, yeah. Oopsie. Well, I mean, let's go through the coils first, the New Game Plus, and then we'll do it. So, second coil, Numero uno? Dalamud's shadow. Yeah, this is safe. Just run across. Okay, that explains it. How strange. Why would we not see all this before? I suppose it is only to be expected that corrupted crystals should accompany a disturbance of this magnitude. After all, the fragment likely pierced the ground to a depth of many hundreds of yalms. The swirling ether leaking from the wound must warp the very air, creating a veil that hides these formations from view. Well, it is not as if we expected this to be a straightforward task. Let's tread carefully, shall we, Sotark? It is imperative that we win through to the depths of this structure and disable the mechanism that powers Bahamut's regeneration. Of course, if we should chance to encounter my grandfather upon the way, I shall not let him go again, not while there is hope that he may yet be saved. But mayhap we should put such thoughts from our minds until after we have successfully gained entrance to the place. That opening up ahead appears to be a suitable point of ingress. Oh. And dang, click with me to destroy the Dark Matter Crystal. Open sesame! Oh? That armor! No, it couldn't be. Be on your guard, Sotark. Though it defies all reason that he should live, I know of only one who would wear such armor. He whom the Empire raised as high as the Black Wolf himself, the Legatus of the 7th Legion. I speak of the madman who brought the Meteor Project to fruition. We face the White Raven, Neil Van Darnus, harbinger of the 7th Umbral Era. Neil Van Darnus? Ah. That was the name of the fool who perished upon the eve of the promised age of glory. It should not be uttered within these hallowed halls. Out of love for his loyal servant, the one true deity named me Nail Deus Darnus. The one true deity? Bahamut. He speaks of Bahamut. O Lord Bahamut, thy name is as sweet water to parched lips. How my heart swells at thy sacred touch. This blessed sanctum is the domain of my God and his beloved children. Seek to defile its glory, and you will answer to me. I want to say we don't have to worry about him anymore. How is this possible? From what Alphino has told me, Nail was slain on the eve of the calamity. Whatever the truth of the matter, we must be on our guard. There could be no reasoning with the worshippers of a primal. Ma'am? And here we be getting deeper. I am reminded of the passages beneath Castromocidans. We must have traveled quite some distance below the surface. More of the same tunnels. 12 be good. Surely they cannot continue all the way down from the upper floors. It is difficult to see inside, but I have a terrible feeling those corridors house more of the dreadful guardians you have already faced. It is said that the Alligans excelled in the creation of chimerical beasts, and that the Red Moon teamed with a thousand fantastical monstrosities, all to prevent the enemies of the ancient empire from releasing the Elder Primal. I wonder, the creatures that prowl these halls, could they be the beloved children of which Nail spoke? Well, this is yet another mystery to ponder upon our return. Shall we continue onwards? Wait, so like, what's the point of doing all this? Ow! Nope, can't go through there. So I assume we just keep heading upwards. Oh, hey! Achievement unlocked. I wasn't even aware that I somehow didn't map out this entire area. Neat. Neat. A lot of grabby hands. Oh shit. All right. Interesting. Those turn 3, turn 4. That's when I need to play the cutscene. Okay. Oh. This is mighty weird. That surely cannot be Dalamud. How? Where are we? The final resting place of Nail Van Darnus. This is a grave for the undeserving. And for the crime of trespassing upon my god's sanctuary, this place shall serve as your grave too. No! Oh! A woman! In the hour of his failure, Nail Van Darnus felt the currents of ether begin to bear away his essence. But before oblivion could claim the last of him, a divine will reach out, and I was born. Then did the words of my God resound in mine ears. Bring unto mine enemies crushing defeat, that they might know despair without end, and claim thee thus the victory which thou wert once denied. Oh. Oh God. Twould seem that little remained of Nail's essence when Bahamut plucked him from the brink of oblivion. The result was this strange simulacrum. Nevertheless, her aura bespeaks great power. She channels the rage of the Elder Primal himself. Lord Bahamut, thy wish is my command. None shall escape thine unquenchable fury. Come, ye dull unthinking beasts, bare your teeth. They will avail you not in the calamity to come. Damn, how'd we get here? I killed him too quickly. Oops, did I do that? There we go. She's still alive. Poor creature. Would that you had never been born. You had surrendered your physical form and collapsed into ether, but Bahamut denied you death and imprisoned what little was left of you in an ethereal shell resembling what, I wonder? Images from your memory, perhaps? But that shell is now broken, and your primal deity seems disinclined to sustain your existence. My primal deity? I kneel to no icon. What need have I to beg the favor of such filth? I'm Nail Van Darnus, Legatus of the 7th Legion. No. A moment. My thoughts are clouded, and this body is not mine own. Could it be that you spoke the truth? Was I ensorcelled by the Lesser Moon's ancient prisoner? That will not happen again. You speak as if Bahamut no longer controlled you, but that's impossible. Once a primal ensnares a mind, it cannot be freed. Unless Bahamut simply relinquished his claim. What need has he of a broken spirit bound for the ethereal realm? Oh, that I should fall prey to the very influence I sought to purge from the land. The irony is galling. But do not assume that all of my actions were chosen for me. It was my will that the Meteor Project be resurrected, mine and none other. Yet it seems that my grand designs were destined to fail. Even the ungentle release of death was denied me. Nail, please, you must tell us more of the calamity. I must know the truth of what has befallen the world, and what has become of my grandfather, Archon Louisoix. You are Louisoix's grandchild? Ah, the fates are generous with their cruelty. Continue on. If you would have your answers, they await you at the terminus of your path. But know that this path leads only to despair. The light of truth was ever harsh and unforgiving. Why do you say this? Grandfather will be freed once we put a stop to Bahamut's restoration, will he not? What are you not telling us? Steel yourself, child. Only unbending resolve and merciless strength can conquer what lies ahead. The weak can do naught but weep under the pall of their own misery, as did the frail child I once was. Oh! Shot through the heart! Silence, shattering raven. Your wretched wings are broken. and you shall soar no more. My crimson moon, your brilliance sears mine eyes. Freaky. I recognize that voice, Sotark, but never would he say such words. Come, let us finish what we came to do. All will be put alright when the final Hulk lies dormant. Grandfather will be himself again. I'm sure of it. He getting a little bit more regenerated as we go through. That's not good. Bahamut regenerates more swiftly than I had anticipated. Let us hope that disabling this coil will serve to slow the process. The display seems different, but the controls appear to mimic the mechanism we found in the Lenosian Hulk. It shouldn't pose a problem. Sotark, forgive me. The moment I beheld Nail's transformation, hope wilted in my heart. I do not believe you could stand against the manifestation of Bahamut's power. For all your fabled strength and skill, I felt certain then that I was going to lose you, just as I lost my grandfather. Even he, a man of whom naught seemed impossible, was humbled before Bahamut's might. And yet, look how far we have come. It is incredible the feats of which we are capable, our boundless potential. 'Twas this capacity for greatness, I believe, that grandfather so dearly wished to protect. With all that has occurred, I've come to understand that much at least. Tis done. Shall we make our way back to the surface and gather our thoughts? We have seen much that will benefit from Urianger's learned perspective. Oh! Damn, old man! Grandfather, it is you! Then, why? Abandon this quest, Alize. I will not countenance further sabotage of the coils. Sabotage? But we must disable the coils if we are to prevent Bahamut's revival. Your defiance seals your fate. Nuh-uh. No, you ain't gonna do that. Stop. Put your hand down. No. No, you are not who I thought you were. My grandfather would never. Foolish girl. How could the White Raven allow herself to be bested by such sniveling opponents? Listen well. We all exist at the pleasure of one divine will. And the word of Lord Bahamut is absolute. Scurry back into your holes, vermin. You have been granted this one reprieve. But should you be so foolish as to crawl into my lord's domain again, I will crush the life from you myself. The light in grandfather's eyes. He has suffered the same fate as a nail. My grandsire is no more. That was naught but a phantom that profanes his noble memory. This mockery must be expunged. I will not rest until I free grandfather's soul from Bahamut's tyranny. Do you hear me, Bahamut? Your time is at an end. Eorzea and my family will be avenged. Grandpa do indeed got hands. Surely, it is wonderful to escape that stifling air and return to northern Thanalan again. It would appear. I must thank you, Sotark. Were it not for your bravery, I strongly doubt that I would be standing here now. But you need not tarry on my account. The danger is past. Pray go on ahead, and apprise Oriange of all that has occurred. I will join you anon. My thoughts are yet unruly, and I would rest here a while. The triumphant hero doth return. Thine eyes speak of the dread task's completion. The second coil now lieth dormant. Yet I sense the tidings thou bearest are not altogether glad. Pray tell me, what ill hath cast the shadow which falleth now across thy brow? So you see... An old foe and an old friend. So, 'twas but the ethereal shadow of Master Louisoix that Lady Alisaie beheld. An unnatural conjuration enthralled to the elder primal. That the fiend should deign to choose him of all men, even in full knowledge of the shade's true nature. I would be hard-pressed to weather such a confrontation. Yet what agonies must the young mistress have endured? Such torment did she ne'er deserve. Mayhap 'twere better if the Lady Alize did absent herself from future forays into the coils. I have come too far to surrender to grief, Urianger. My lady, I am resolved to defeat these fiends, and naught shall sway me from my path. Now, let us peer more deeply into the well of our discoveries. As you wish, my lady. By your leave, I would speak first of the coil's late guardian, Niall Van Darnus. Van Darnus was a legatus of the Garlean Empire who strove to bring about Eorzea's final destruction, only to fall even as the sixth sun did set. If thou hast heard tales of the White Raven, that is he of whom they speak. Aye, he, I say, for Niall was certainly no maid. The noble house of Van Darnus, as we discovered all too late, had long safeguarded the wisdom of ancient Allag. It was thus that the legatus came to learn the true nature of Dalamud, and to seek to employ the Red Moon as a weapon against Eorzea. But the Crystal Tower, and the mechanisms required to command the satellite, yet lay hidden beneath the ground, compelling Niall to construct a far less subtle mechanism. And in his first altering attempts to communicate with Dalamud, he did likely rouse the satellite's slumbering prisoner. Thenceforth did the White Raven's soul belong to Bahamut. He was fortunate indeed to acquire so powerful a thrall by chance. It is a little wonder he was so loath to part with him. Why let a simple thing like death deprive one of so useful a pawn? Though we may accuse him of bungling Van Darnus' resurrection, I dare say Bahamut was as content to have a handmaiden as a manservant. I only hope that the two thralls we encountered were the extent of his flock. Yet I cannot help but dwell on Niall's words, those beloved children of whom he spoke. I assumed at first he referred to the moon's beastly guardians, but should Bahamut have enslaved other mortals, we must need to remove the source of worship. Otherwise, our efforts to disable the coils shall be for naught. Forgive mine indelicacy, my lady. Thou art wise indeed to speak of expunging the primal thralls, but canst thou truly pursue a course which would come thee thine own grandsire? My heart and mind are as one on this matter. Grandfather's salvation can be won but by a single method, the destruction of Bahamut, and naught that might serve to sustain him. So, Tark, while Urianger and I endeavor to ascertain the existence of any further thralls, I suggest you grant yourself a moment's respite. Rest assured that I will contact you the moment I have need of your inimitable talents. That we have achieved so much I owe to you. I fear, however, that our trials have barely begun. Though time had dulled the pain of thy passing, I find that I am wounded afresh. Master Louisoix, what good shall come of this unending search for knowledge and truth? Long have I believed the pursuit of such treasures to be the duty of every true Sharlayan. Yet when each new revelation serveth only to heap further anguish upon those whom we would fain protect, must we truly reach for more? So you have found your resolve, dear sister. Will you now find a use for the secret? For the key that only you and I hold? Given our familiar propensity for curiosity, you would do well to remember that the keys may serve to seal doors as well as to unlock them. And Bahamut is a most unwelcome guest, to whom the door should never have been opened. Man is wont to cast the light wheresoever secrets lie hid in darkness, though that which he illuminateth seldom bringeth him joy, so it is with such unhappy truths as Bahamut's immense shadow doth conceal. Yet ever onward forgeth Mistress Alice, undeterred by the burden of knowledge that weigheth heavy on her heart. 'Tis a perilous path she hath chosen and a painful one. I prithee, Sotark, remain by her side as her valiant blade, that she might see her quest to its conclusion. Sotark, it is well that you are here. My lady, how might I serve you this day? I have met with some difficulty in my mission, Oriange, and I should be grateful to for your counsel. As you know, Bahamut's physical form is regenerating beneath the Cartano Flats even as we speak. If we are to prevent his return, we must needs disable the 2 remaining internment hulks that sustain him. Every moment our mission is delayed, the realm is pushed closer to the brink of destruction. Alas, though I have determined the locations of the fragments of Dalamud leading to the hulks, I have been unable to find a way to enter them. And gaining admittance is but the first step in your perilous undertaking. When last thou descended into Bahamut's subterranean fastness, thou didst discover, didst thou not, that the dread primal had bound the shade of Niall Van Darnus unto his will. Though thou didst consign the falling legatus to blessed oblivion, thou mayest recall that the piteous wretch was not alone. Doubt not but that Bahamut's other thralls seek to hinder thy passage. You can say his name, Oriange. I have not forgotten that my grandfather is waiting for us. My lady, I would remind you, as I must often remind myself, the man whom we both loved and revered is no more. What remaineth is but a shade which defieth his memory. The vile verbiage that spilleth from his lips must not be heeded, for it cometh not from your grandsire, but from Bahamut himself. You need not worry, Oriange. Come what may, I will not fray from the course. I will not let grandfather's sacrifice be in vain. But mere words will not take us whither we must go. As I said, I have been unable to find a way to enter the fragments of Dalamud. My lady, might I suggest that you visit the fragments again in Sotark's company? Full oft hath the Warrior of Light set events in motion by virtue of his presence alone. It is possible that he may do so again. I, the while, shall search for answers of mine own. By your efforts combined, full sure am I that the path shall be revealed to us ere long. Were it anyone else, I should question the wisdom of such advice. Yet, I cannot deny that what you say about Sotark is true. Very well. I shall do as you suggest. Assuming you have no objections, of course. Good. Now we seek entry to 2 fragments of Dalamud. One lies in the Burning Wall in eastern Thanalan, and the other at the Singing Shards in Mordona. I left an assistant at each location with instructions to continue searching for a means of ingress. It is not impossible that they could since have found something useful to us. Let us begin by visiting the man at the Burning Wall. Apologies. Let us begin by visiting the man at the Burning Wall. Dex, I think it was. I say, are you not Master Wulgar, my lady's most faithful companion? Sinis, sir, at your service. And may I say what an honor it is to meet you. How goes the survey, Dex? My lady, it shames me to say that I have found no viable path to the fragment. Though it stands there before our very eyes, the way thither has thus far proven impassable. When the fragment fell and pierced the land, it caused a prodigious amount of ether to spew forth. 'Twas this that gave a rise to the land's twisted lay, which seems destined to thwart our efforts. Even were an opening to exist, I fear that we would struggle to reach it. We cannot give up. Keep trying. So near and yet so far. Well, it avails us not to stand here and stare at the thing. Let us away to Mordona and try the other fragment. Perhaps Sinis has fared better. Upon that note, my lady, there's something I must tell you. I'm sorry to report that I lost contact with my brother just over a bell ago. As you know, the Singing Shards are home to many fell creatures, ogres among them. While I don't wish to cause you undue alarm, I fear something unspeakable may have happened to Dex. What? Why didn't you give me strength? We must hurry to my assistant's aid, Sotark. That's just fucking great. Nope, wrong mount. I keep forgetting that we can spawn mounts while moving now. I'm not used to that. I've had a whole expansion to get used to that, and I still haven't. I cause you to yawn too, Mary? Contagious, I know. He seemed very calm for not knowing his own brother's whereabouts and whether he is safe. Oh, he's right here. He's fine. Thank you, adventurer. For a moment there, I feared that my bones were to be ground up and used to bake bread. I am relieved to see that you are unharmed. It was wrong of me to press such a dangerous task upon you. My lady, your worries are wasted on me. 'Twas nothing at all, I assure you. If it pleases you, I shall report on my findings. As you can see, though the tip of the fragment is exposed, the rest is encased in rock and crystal, rendering it impossible to enter the structure. We might try excavating the area around the fragment, but that is like to take time. There really is no telling how deep we may need to dig before we find a suitable point of ingress. As such, I am forced to conclude that gaining entry to this fragment is unrealistic. Forgive me, my lady. Confound it! We are losing precious time. What are we to do now? Tis I, Oriange. Bad tidings have I for thee and my lady. For a blessing, a way hath been found by which thou mayest enter the remaining fragments of Dalamud. Pray escort Mistress Alisaie to the cerulean processing plant in northern Thanalan. There, all shall be made clear. Oriange has found a way? Then we must go to him at once. Sleeping on the job, eh? Disappointing! Jesus. All right. Mine apologies for summoning you thus from afar, my lady. But 'tis here that your journey may finally begin. I did wonder. To my knowledge, there are no fragments in northern Thanalan. Nor are you mistaken, my lady. Yet a pathway doth exist, one which you yourself have made use of in the past. At the conclusion of your several forays into the binding coil, it was at the crystal formation which lieth to the north of this place that you did emerge, was it not? Yes, an ethereal stream bore us back to the surface. That much I had surmised. Are you suggesting that we can use it to return underground? And even if that were possible, would it not simply bear us back to those places which we have already explored? It need not, my lady. Pray allow me to explain. Upon the evidence of your experience, it seemeth plain that two internment hulks may share the self-same ethereal egress. From this, we did infer that others may be connected in like wise. Thus did we labor long to verify the existence of further tributaries to the self-same stream, in which task we were at length successful. It was then but a matter of arriving at a solution to the problem of traveling to the unattuned destination. That one might reach that we may call the headwater, we propose to employ a modified aetherite which serveth to amplify such ripples as to originate from said source. By focusing one's essence upon these ripples, it should be possible to make the journey. Yet be fairly warned, my lady. As with all untried modes of ethereal travel, this method entaileth considerable danger. Merely to attempt the voyage could cost you your life. That is a risk I'm willing to take. You are brilliant, Oriange. But I am curious. Did you have assistance in forming this plan? I cannot help noticing your repeated use of the word we, unless you have taken to using the majestic plural in our absence. Ah, nay, my lady. As you have correctly surmised, I was not alone in this endeavor. Meaning there are others who are aware of our mission. Well, it cannot be helped now. Preventing Bahamut's return is what matters. If some secrecy must be sacrificed to achieve our goal, then so be it. So that must be the modified aetherite. But what are the immortal flames doing here? Those men may be sworn flames of Ul'dah, but they are first and foremost faithful retainers of House Leveilleur. It's Alphino. Alphino? So it was you who was helping Oriange. Who else would it have been, dear sister? Lest you worry, I have no intention of making the details of your venture public. Like you, I would prefer to avoid causing panic. But given that which is at stake, namely the survival of the realm, one must be willing to accept help when it is offered, would you not agree? At the very least, do not be cross with Oriange, though that might be hest that he kept silent. We will speak later. Pray forgive me, my lady. But knowing full well your intent, I judged it meet that Master Alphino be informed. Though your grandsire hath become Bahamut's thrall, his noble blood courseth yet through both your veins, and if he must needs be struck down. Do you hear that, Alphino? I mean to strike down grandfather, and when I have done so, I shall banish Bahamut to the ether. Nothing you say will sway me from my course. I will protect Eorzea, and I will uphold grandfather's legacy. Grandfather's legacy? So you still do not know what you yourself desire. Your actions are still driven by borrowed resolve. Borrowed resolve? What does that have to do with anything? Protecting Eorzea was grandfather's goal, and we made it ours. Both of us. That is why we came here, unless you have forgotten. Gods forbid I should ever forget, Alize, but you misunderstand. I do not question your resolve, only whence it came. If it were your own, you would be able to tell me precisely why you desire so fervently to protect Eorzea. Yet you cannot, for it is not your resolve but grandfather's. You may struggle to see the difference, but borrowed resolve shall never be as strong as that which springs from within. But let us speak of this another time. For now, preventing Bahamut's return is all that matters. To be plain, I have no objection to striking down whatever is left of grandfather. Know, however, that I will be accompanying you this time. As a son of House Leveilleur, I would be present for his final moments. Very well. You may join us on one condition. I make the decisions. If it pleases my lady, the name is Erkenrad. Our preparations are just about complete. When you're ready to embark on your mission, just give me the word. I'll be waiting for you at the cerulean processing plant. Pay no heed to my brother. You can rely on me. We have come far together, you and I, and together we shall see our journey to its end. I've been waiting for you, Master Ulgar. I'm pleased to say that the Aetherite's primed and ready. As you know, the remaining Eternment hulks are connected to the fragments in Eastern Thanalan and Mordona. It's to the former that we'll be sending you first. Now, you'll be starting inside the hulk, meaning you won't have to cover so much ground. The drawback being that you'll be fighting for your life from the moment you get there. Best be prepared for anything, for Milady's sake, if not your own. And that's about all I can tell you. When your preparations are in order, just give me the word and I'll send you on your way. I may even throw in a prayer for your speedy return, just to be on the safe side. Alright, back to Limsa. All right. A final coil. Let's do it. So this is how it looks on the inside. This interment hulk still functions. The teleportation was a success. We are come to the right place. There's no telling how much further Bahamut has regenerated since we last beheld him. Let us make haste to the main bridge and deactivate the coil. There were receptacles similar to these in the previous Hulk. Those held chimerical beasts, but only the Alligans know what other abominations may be sleeping within. They may well be a part of Dalamud's internal defenses. We must stay on our guard at all times. Slimes? Gross. Icky. Whee! Those look like dragons. That also looks like a dragon. Ooh. Look cool. Oh, damn it, he's... Okay. By the 12 dragons, and so many. We were aware that the Alligans possess the means to control the creatures, but to imprison them thus is barbaric. I would not wish such a fate upon my worst enemy. 'Tis plain that no love was lost between the Alligans and the dragons. But was it truly necessary to keep so great a number here? Dalamud did not want for defenses. This we have experienced firsthand. Such guardians as the Alligans created, both living and unliving, were surely no less capable of repelling intruders than these poor creatures. Tell me something, Alice. Have you not managed to determine by whose will Bahamut exists? No, I have not. At first, I assumed that Bahamut had no people of his own, that the Alligans had perhaps discovered a way to simulate prayer itself. However, Niall's words gave me cause to reconsider, specifically the Shade's mention of Bahamut's beloved children. From that, I inferred that the Primal is given form by the will of worshippers whom we have yet to... Oh. God, strike me down for a blind fool. Bahamut's beloved children, right here before my very eyes. How could I be so stupid? Who else but the dragons of Eld would summon Bahamut? Who else but they could sustain him? And to think I wondered why the Alligans kept them imprisoned here. Even should the flame of Bahamut's life go out, his faithful children would summon him back. For this reason, the Alligan Empire kept an army of dragons here in perpetual state of duress, that they might sustain the Primal's existence. Truly, the Alligan's ingenuity knows no bounds, and neither did their cruelty. Small wonder that Bahamut was so enraged. Let no one deny that it was man who sowed the seeds of the calamity. Will you now turn your hatred towards our own kind, dear sister? Oh, was that Alice that said that? Oops, oh well. Do not patronize me, Alphino. I merely acknowledged our guilt. Lest you be in any doubt, I have no intention of allowing Bahamut to lay the world to waste. Regardless of the atrocities the Alligans committed against his kind, we have no choice but to eliminate all who worship him, be they his children or his thralls. It seems reasonable to assume that the system responsible for the Primal's regeneration is also responsible for sustaining the captive dragons. If we disable it, all should perish. Let us press on. What? Oh, do I have to wait for it to go off when I go through? Or, I mean, I wonder, because I would assume that stays on. So I just go the right path. Would it make any sense? Probably not, but hey, you know, it doesn't hurt to check. Whoa. Why, this looks like a bottle of Dalamud. Yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at this unchanging view. Trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of death, how his hatred for man must have burned. And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Niall Van Darnus. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed. But knowing the true extent of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Besides, his is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance. Now we make our way to turn 3.
gods, he is almost whole again.
Oh yeah, also, this is voice acted near the end. And we get to hear only a small glimpse of Reborn Alize.
His size is staggering. I can scarce imagine how Grandfather stood against such a monstrosity.
This cannot be allowed to proceed any further. Let us disable the coil and move on. Grandfather? No, that man is dead. I will not dishonor my beloved grandsire's memory by calling you such. You are but his twisted shape, the thrall of a mad primal.
You were foolish to disregard my warning, child. Are you so convinced of your own righteousness?
'Tis the rightness of our path that led us to return. Eorzea will never be safe whilst Bahamut remains to threaten all we hold dear. What of the hero who gave his life in defense of the realm? Do you truly dispute the justice of our cause?
My poor, ignorant grandchildren. Your world is shaped by naught but recent conflict. Listen, and I will speak to you of justice. 'Twas in the twilight of the Third Astral Era. The southern land of Mericidia suffered invasion at the hands of the Alagon Empire. With no atrocity too depraved for their purpose, the forces of Alec were unstoppable in their advance. Desperate for salvation, the dragons prayed to one of their first brood, to their ancestor Bahamut. Infused by the power of their fervent supplications, Bahamut arose from the abyss of death and took wing as the Mericidians' newborn god. Yet this great miracle would only serve to further the maniacal designs of the dragon's imperial conquerors. The cruel fetters which bind my lord stand testament to the Alagon's boundless greed and hubris. I once summoned the 12 in an attempt to forestall the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. What then did the dragons of Mericidia do that I did not? Wherefore are they accursed and I exalted? 'Tis man's overweening belief in his own primacy that blinds him to the commonness of his condition and the truth of his own tyranny. As long as man is suffered to remain, the dragons shall never be at peace. Only when the plague of people has been expunged shall the children of Lord Bahamut be free. Then shall the world know true justice.
Stop it! Grandfather would never say such things. His belief that people were worth saving never faltered. He had faith in their strength, that they could stand together and push back against the darkness seeking to shape them.
A false hope. 'Tis folly to place one's faith in so flawed a race. Stand together? Huh. They would first need to agree on which direction to face. If history teaches us anything, it is that man cannot find common ground between his own 2 feet. Even you, twins whose veins run with the same blood, struggle to fathom each other's reasoning You hide your differing agendas behind the convenient banner of Eorzea's salvation. Given your obvious self-interest, can you truly claim no kinship with the oligarch? And though I hope they might bring you closer, 'twould seem that the twin grimoires I bestowed upon you were a wasted gesture.
There may well be truth in your judgment of Alize and me, but such a one-sided tirade bemoaning the evils of man rings false, coming from the lips of Archon Louisoix. Tell me, do you champion the cause of dragons because Bahamut compels you as his thrall? Or is it because you yourself have transcended the limits of man's existence?
Ah, so the possibility did not escape your notice. What I prayed for, and what I have become. These are the keys that unlock the truth behind Eorzea's rebirth. If you would have them, then you must needs take them by force. Come, rend this divine form asunder and claim your answers.
Oh boy.
But I thought... He has become a primal?
It is difficult, I know, but you must accept it. That entity is no phantom or imposter. It is our beloved grandsire.
Please, for his sake and for ours, you must defeat our grandfather.
Oh, well, shit.
Grandfather is truly gone this time. But better it end this way than the alternative.
I am yet here, Alize, my dear, sweet granddaughter.
Grandfather?
You back.
I must thank you, warrior of light. Without your valor, I might never have broken free of Bahamut's control. These last few moments are mine, to live as the man I once was.
This is all that I wanted. Yet, now that it is happening, I find myself struggling to believe it. Is it really you?
Grandfather, pray forgive me my insolence. It was not my intent to demean you.
Forgive you? I am proud of you, child. You were wise enough to deduce the manner of creature I had become. Alfino, Alize, if any here should beg forgiveness, it is I.
Grandfather, I must ask, will you not tell us what befell during the calamity?
Yes, yes, of course. You have come far to hear the truth. Let us then begin the tale at the Battle of Cartano, where clashed the forces of the Garlean Empire and the Eorzean Alliance. 'Twas there in the sky above the surging armies that the elder primal Bahamut broke free of the Red Moon Dalamut. In an effort to contain this avatar of destruction, I called upon the 12 to aid me in the creation of a prison of ether. But Bahamut would not be caged by such feeble bars. Too vast was his might, too fierce his rage. Little choice remained to me. I used the last of my strength to entrust our hope unto the future, and prepared to meet my end. As you have no doubt surmised, I did not perish. When the cage built from the essences of the 12 was destroyed, the sky was filled with a colossal cloud of ether. This drifting energy responded to the prayers of those fighting below, and to my own desperate wish that the dying realm be saved by infusing me with the power of a primal. I became the immortal phoenix, ancient symbol of rebirth. Rising into the sky, I struck Bahamut with all my newfound strength. The blow shattered his earthly form, and a shower of ether rained down upon the land. Thus began the rejuvenation of Eorzea. Believing the deed done, I relinquished my hold on that staggering energy, desirous that it should be returned to the realm without delay. But I had not reckoned on Bahamut's tenacious will. Even as he teetered upon the cusp of oblivion, the dragon reached out to claim me. Alas, within my fast fading form, enough remained of the Phoenix's energy to offer Bahamut a hold, and he dragged me along in his wake.
And thus began your existence as the Elder Primal's thrall.
I cannot help but wonder at his will to survive. Though he was all but obliterated, Bahamut found a way to seize the power you surrendered. That would explain why part of his physical form survived to be entombed underground.
It would also explain why Eorzea was so terribly warped. Even as the land sought to restore itself, the returning flow of ether was cut off.
Very good. When his grip on existence was once again secured, Bahamut did not cease his feast until he had consumed every last mote of ether that yet floated in the air.
And still he was not fully restored.
You must remember that by this time, much of the freed ether had already returned to the land. That which remained was not sufficient to reconstruct so massive a form in its entirety. But there did not need to be. Not for a being sustained by the marvels of Allagan technology. As long as some piece of Bahamut persists, the Coils will seek it out and continue their regenerative task. The fragments of Dalamud appear motionless from the surface, but deep beneath the ground they had been searching, tunneling through rock and soil towards their escaped prisoner. And, as you have observed for yourselves, they found his heart. Warrior of Light, heed me. You must put a stop to Bahamut's regeneration. Whether it be for man or for dragonkind. The question of justice is irrelevant. The Elder Primal will leave naught but a smoldering wasteland for both his children and ours. I beg you to defend Eorzea and guide its people to the future they yet struggle to find. This portal will take you to the final internment hulk. 'Tis time for the tale of Bahamut and his part in the calamity to come to an end. Alvino, Alize, pray, come closer. Your hopes and dreams must no longer be an extension of mine. You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm, your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
Of course, Grandfather. I have already made it my mission to see this newborn Eorzea survive and flourish.
Alize, while I was yet enthralled to Bahamut, you spoke of my faith in man's strength. Know that your words reached me, imprisoned though my soul still was. So forceful was your conviction, I wonder if that belief has not become your own. Perhaps, after all your anger and sorrow was spent, you found something greater within you. See this fight to its culmination. 'Tis also your strength in which I have faith.
Thank you for everything. Pray, take your rest, Grandfather. You deserve it.
There are records of an art that allowed one to summon the power of a primal from the essence of its demise. And though I am no true primal, all that I have left, I give to you. Alvino, Alize, my darling grandchildren. May light's blessings ever keep and protect you.
Come, warrior of light. Our task remains undone.
All right. Edie's reminder. This is not MSQ. This is a fucking side quest line that is optional. Edie's crazy that this is optional. Oh, he's looking at you.
"'Twas a long and arduous road, but at last we reach its end. Farewell, Bahamut. I banish you back to the ether."
God, I'm so happy that the rest of this is voice acted. My poor uh-oh. Ah, shit!
Alize! Alize!
I had thought it finally over. I will not survive another blast. No. Is this how I honor my promise to Grandfather?
You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm. Your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
I will, Grandfather. In fact, I believe I already have. That reason has been with me all along, guiding me. Eorzea's blade of light, shearing through endless shrouds of darkness. I have been shown the miraculous feats of which we are all capable, of which I am capable. Bahamut, you have wreaked enough havoc. I will not let your wrathful fires consume all that we know and love.
How long I have waited to hear you say that. You have found your resolve at last.
Now's not the time for that, Alpha, no.
Let me join my strength to yours. In this place, in this moment, our purpose has become one.
Oh. They have formed into one big book.
For the future of Eorzea!
This last task is yours, Warrior of Light. You must destroy Bahamut's crystal core.
God, I'm getting emotional. Oh, okay. I think the other lights was supposed to be like if I went into this with other players. Well, that's awkward. Hey there, big guy. How you doing? I'm just gonna soak this all in because I'm gonna... because I know how quickly this fight is gonna be.
justice. Ever flows the land's well of purpose. Walk free, walk free, walk free. Believe the lamb's alive, so believe. To all of my children, in whom life flows abundant. All of my children, death hath passed his judgment. The soul yearns for and the flesh the hereafter. Look to those who walked before, to lead those who walk after. Shining is the land's light of justice. Ever flows the land's well of purpose. Walk free, walk free, walk free. Believe the lamb's alive, so believe. To all of my children, in whom life flows abundant. All of my
All right, you had your fun, buddy. I'm sorry.
You did it! But one task remains. With this last coil disabled, There shall be naught left to bind Bahamut to this world. His beloved children will finally know peace. "'Tis done. He is truly gone." You knew, didn't you? You knew what Grandfather had become.
I was not certain, but from all I had gleaned, it seemed a distinct possibility. The scene people describe of the Battle of Cartano was one of unimaginable devastation, and 'tis through the combined prayers of the desperate and an abundant source of ether that primals are born. I merely put two and two together.
And you consider that a sufficient explanation? Well, however you stumbled across your theory, 'twas this revelation that made you wary of my attachment to Grandfather. You feared that in my obsession, I would fall under his primal sway. Is that why you decided to join us? To pull me back should I show signs of wavering?
Pray forgive me, sister. I wished only to protect you. Yet I see now that I needn't have doubted the strength of your conviction. May I ask you a question? What do you now intend to do with the truth you have uncovered?
Which particular truth was that, brother? The fact that desperate prayer gave rise to the primal phoenix? That this new god was responsible for setting Eorzea on the path to rebirth? Should such a tale become common knowledge, people would soon offer up their prayers in earnest. They would beseech Phoenix to complete the healing that was begun.
Yet as you and I know all too well, the very act of calling forth this savior would do more harm to the land than good. We cannot encourage such worship for this very reason. Were Grandfather forced to return as an ether-draining primal, it would undo all that he had worked to protect. Your abiding love for him was the key that unlocked the truth of the calamity. But keys may also serve to seal doors that were best left unopened. Let your love now guide your actions, and lock away deep inside the fate of both Grandfather and Bahamut.
Fear not, Alfino. I understand what must be done. The realm need not know the truth for it to be saved. That the Elder Primal is banished, to return no more. That is enough. Let us make our way back to the surface. Poor Oriange must be beside himself with worry.
We did it! Bahamut is no more! 100% this time. And here we are again. After that descent into darkness, the desolation of northern Thanalan seems paradisal. As promised, I shan't reveal the truth of the calamity to a single soul. However, the nations of Eorzea will require certain assurances that the threat of a new primal is gone. Kept in the dark over long, it is only a matter of time before they seek answers of their own accord. Let us recommend that the fragments of Dalamud are sealed off, that the truth may rest undisturbed. But first, we must go and report to Urianger. It will not do to keep him in suspense. I dare say we shall find him pacing up and down the cerulean processing plant. Ah, the warrior of light returneth undimmed from the depths of darkness. By thy triumphant bearing, I take it thou hast succeeded in thy mission. And yet thou art alone, mistake me not, dear friend. Full glad am I of thy safe return. But where, pray, are Master Alphino and Mistress Alize? Hello there, friend. Forgive us our lateness. We took the scenic route. Bahamut is no more. The realm is safe. By the heavens, look at you! What horrors your young eyes must have seen. What suffering your young bodies must have borne. Pray tell me, where are you hurt? Your wounds must these be cleansed and dressed at once. I shall make for you a poultice which draweth out. Be at ease, my friend. We are hale and whole, I assure you. We took a few tumbles, but the worst of our hurts are healed. I believe we have grandfather to thank for that. Master Louis Soir. Then you met him once more? But wherefore should Bahamut's thrall seek to ease your suffering? I promise to reveal all to you in due course, dear friend. But first, there is a matter which requires our immediate attention. Now that Bahamut is defeated, we deem it best to bar entry to all of the fragments of Dalamud. To this end, we will convince the nation's leaders that the danger is past and invite their cooperation in ensuring that the fragments are never again disturbed. Come, let us depart and seek an audience with them forthwith. A moment, sister. You need not burden yourself with this task. Urianger and I will more than suffice. Might you not take this opportunity to rest? The gods know you have earned it. But I am fine, brother. Besides, you have been through as much as I have. Oh, I see now. You would play your game of diplomacy and wish me out of the way. No, Naught could be further from the truth, Alize. My lady, it is mine earnest belief that your brother hath your best interests at heart. You have more than done your part, and he desireth but to relieve you of a burden he might easily bear alone. I have some experience treating with dignitaries, you must allow, and as you never fail to remind me of my fondness of diplomacy, I feel it only right that I remind you of your aversion to it. Damn. Then it's settled. Urianger, Pray make arrangements for a chocobo carriage. The ride should give us ample time to prepare our story. Alphino! Though our paths are different, we share the same goal, do we not? But of course, dear sister. That which we have just achieved together stands a testament to the fact. Whatever path we choose to take, our hearts shall ever lead us to the same end. Of that I am certain. Thank you. There's a place that I would visit. Might I ask you to accompany me? But first, I do believe a change of garments is in order. It won't take long. The landscape is the same. Of course, there is no reason that it would be otherwise. Though it would be poetic for the fragments to magically disappear, I am well aware that they shall remain long after you and I are gone. The world may change irrevocably, but life shall ever go on. Let us take a closer look, shall we? I have no doubt that Alphino will do an admirable job concealing the truth of the calamity. And such truths as were revealed in those dark depths will never see the light of day. I myself agreed that it must be so. But the thought that the people of Eorzea shall forever remain ignorant of their savior, of your deeds, the injustice of it is almost too much for me to bear. How typical of you, Sotark. Ever the hero. Even so, I cannot deny that I feel better for your reassurance. But I want you to know that I will never forget. You are the one who freed Grandfather's soul and saved Eorzea from Bahamut's wrath. And though these great deeds will never be remembered in song, their consequences will be felt forevermore by every soul who calls this realm home. Yes, the spot will do. For Grandfather, Niall and the Dragons of Mericidia, for all those who were taken by the calamity. Oh, there it goes. At long last, our struggle with Bahamut is over. The realm, given new life through the prayers and sacrifices of countless souls, may look to a brighter tomorrow. When the dust of our adventure is settled, I shall embark on a journey. I mean to find my own reason to fight for Eorzea. And when I do, I will fight with all my being. You have done so much for me, Sotark. One day, I hope to be able to repay you in kind. I have no doubt but that you will continue to help those in need and grow ever stronger in so doing. I shall endeavor to do the same, and if the 12 are kind, I hope one day to become Eorzea's sword in the darkness, as you are. Come what may, you may rest assured that I will not be outdone by Alphino. When next we meet, I promise that I will not disappoint you. Till that day, fare you well, my friend, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Woo! Damn, okay, I didn't think that was gonna take us 4 hours to complete. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought that shit was gonna take us like maybe an hour and a half to like 2 hours. So with that now not being the case, and it, you know, being way longer than I intended, we're gonna start patch 2.2 next time. So yeah. But that was fun. I had a very fun time going through this raid series again. Again, I need to stress, it is fucking criminal that this is all optional. It still blows my mind that they have not like reworked this in any way, shape, or form, so that not only can we like play through it regularly without having to go through it unsynced or with a incredibly dedicated party. Like it'd be nice to just go through Coils as you would any of the other normal raid series in this game, quite frankly. It would be nice, but they would have to do, I don't know what they would have to do, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully in the future they'll do it. I'm not sure, but regardless, if you guys have 14 and you have a mind to go through Binding Coils of Bahamut, go do it. It is well worth it just for the story alone. I mean, some of the individual like parts themselves aren't too bad. Obviously the boss fights are gonna be awesome boss fights, but God, you are doing yourself a disservice by not doing Coils. And obviously, if you can't find a party, do it unsynced or get a group of party members at the, you know, at least at the highest level that you can in Reborn, because you can't do Coils of Bahamut below 50, but at least do it at 50 with an unsynced party of people. It is incredible. But with that being said, yeah, next part, when we pick things back up, we'll be starting patch 2.2. I think that might be the entire part also, because I think the next one we do, we're on part 5. Yeah, that was part 5. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and commence this just so that I have it in to resume. Wait, hold on. Price of principles. Wait. Let me go. Oh shit! Alright, so I have a thing I'm gonna have to do then, because I didn't realize that Oh, I didn't know that's starting. Okay, well that's interesting. So I have some stuff I need to do when I close things out. Well then, that's awkward. Yeah, I will see you guys next time. I gotta go through a bunch of quests to get to the quest that we left off on. All right. Well, I'm gonna go out and find someone to raid. Let's see who is live right now. I have Molotov Cocktail on right now. They're currently playing Dwarf Fortress. So that is where I shall send you guys to. As I get this raid set up, just remember everyone, if you guys enjoyed what we've seen and you haven't already, don't forget to follow here at Twitch, turn on notifications for whenever we go live. There are links below to follow with Instagram, Blue Sky, and Threads, so get in all stream updates and announcements that I have. There's also a link to my YouTube channel that you can subscribe to, because that's where I post the VODs for the Mountain Blade Monday series, as well as the main playthroughs I do for the channel, as well as WPW Saturday Night Showdown. All the fun stuff, go subscribe if you haven't already. Again, may or may not be a stream tomorrow, depends on how late I come back home. Probably not gonna be 14. I know I talked about possibly doing a double header for 14 streams this weekend. That doesn't look like it's happening now. So if there isn't a stream tomorrow, I'll see you guys on Monday. We'll be continuing our Ace or I campaign in Mountain Blade. Then Tuesday and Thursday, we kickstart the next playthrough of the Marathon, and that is Marathon 2 Durandal. And yeah. So let me get the raid in. There's the raid for Lolotov, and the raid message is the bounty hunter has arrived, and make sure to go let them know who has arrived on their doorstep. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. You'll have a very fantastic Friday night, evening, morning, whatever the case may be. And I'll see you guys, if not tomorrow, then on Monday with some Mountain Blade. Have a good night, everyone, and see ya.